Hi. So it has been about 4 weeks since I've managed to get down the allotment. Life has taken over as per usual, and I've turned up and it's an absolute mess. Like literally I've lost so much. I can't believe it's just happened again. 2 years in a row I've lost so much stock, but do you know what, family comes first. But I'm here today. I've got a Sunday spare where I am down here and I am hopefully going to tidy it up and sort it out so it's back to a good level. I'm going to start my greenhouse. My greenhouse has massively failed this year. Amazingly though, my 2 tomato plants have survived, which I'm very happy about, because I only planted 2 this year because I was being good. Instead of like planting 10,000 tomato plants, I only planted 2, which I cheated and bought from the garden centre. But hey, so that's where I'm going to be starting off today. My plan is to gut it, only have in there what's actually growing. I've got a potting bench type thing that I'm going to hopefully move in and then set that up as like a working table, so I actually have somewhere that's for me making a mess basically, instead of using the shed and getting soil everywhere in here. So that's my plan. I'm going to take the phone with me today and document everything that I do. I'm hoping to put this together as a little YT video as well, because it's been a while since I've done one of them, and then just section it down for the TikTok. I've got an overcast day, but it is windy, but that's fine. Wind doesn't bother me. So yeah, let's get going. Ready to see my greenhouse. Absolute state. Like, I'm ashamed by my greenhouse. Okay, so one good thing that I found in here though is my cucumber has still survived. Look. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a bit funny shaped, but there is cucumber there, another one coming out there, and there. So this is good news, right? Not all has failed. I have got plenty of tomatoes, so I'm going to tidy them up, pin them up, because they've just flopped over the floor. All that's going in the compost. Got my wheelbarrow and I've got a busted wheel, so can't fill this up too heavy, otherwise it ain't gonna move. Although I am thinking I might chuck the good compost into that blue tub there and get that filled up. Have got myself some new gloves though that I got in one of those auction lives with Westland. So I'll get to use these today, because I get paranoid with my gloves. So if I leave them in the shed, then I'm going to put them in, there's going to be loads of spiders in there. Which I know, to those that know me, it's probably really weird, because I keep tarantulas and then I get spooked out by the spiders I find in the shed. Okay, I was going to start with the racking system here, I think. We're slowly getting there. But every time the sun comes out, it's melting me, which is why I thought I'd do the greenhouse today, because it's all overcast. But as you can see, sun's out, so I'm now cooking, but I'm slowly getting there. So I managed to clear roughly around where the cucumber's growing, and I've started making, where is it? I started making it a bit clearer around, I think it was called a melon, I actually don't know, I can't remember what it was called, but it's a type of like melon cucumber plant thingy that will just permanently grow in the corner. Got that from Morgan and Thompson and Morgan. I always get the name confused around the wrong way, but yeah. So I've started clearing that, and I need to give that a water because it's very crispy. I thought a lot of the stuff had died in here, which it has, to be fair. Like 80% of the stock that was in my greenhouse is dead, but hopefully I'll be able to revive these guys. So this is my fig that I bought a good couple of months ago. I left it out, actually if not longer actually, I left it outside, tucked down beside the greenhouse, like literally in the back corner here outside, when we had the frost came along, killed it, and I thought that's it's gone. Stuck it in the greenhouse, hope it grew back, but where I've not been down here and watered it, guess what, it's on death's door again. So, and I've also got this one, I can't remember what this is. This is one of the like free bulb things that I got from Garden, and I thought it was dead, and then I snapped off things and it seems to be green inside, so I'm going to give that water, hopefully that will come back. then this is my Mother's Day dahlia that I have grown. It's been eaten. I've grown. It's been eaten. It's still going. So I'm going to give that water. And then I have my peony, the coral charm, which has survived as well. I put that down to the compost it's in because the compost still actually, the surface was solid, but underneath was still quite soft. This one is the one I got from Jameson Brothers. So not all has died in the greenhouse, which I'm very, very thankful for. But yeah, there's just so much weeds. I managed to get quite a bit of compost. So far, that is my wheelbarrow of just compost that I think I am going to put into that blue tub there and start filling that up, because they're the tubs that I grow my Mampatuki carrots in, and sadly I've only actually got like half a dozen Mampatuki carrots growing this year, growing beside one giant parsnip which has survived as well. So we're going to fill up the other tubs so we can get that fill, so next year we'll be able to grow more. So let's get back to it. So I'm going to tidy up the very full October tomatoes. All I can find is this like wiry green stuff, so it's going to have to do. I've found a couple of cable ties to join up these guys, because I obviously stuck them in there but then actually never did anything to it to make sure they stayed in place, because I have moments like that. So let's fix these tomatoes. Oh no, that is seed going everywhere. Oh my god, it's so hot in here. Like, disgusting. Oh, hang on, please move. It's just this, it's always out. Right. Please cut. It's not cutting. Nope. I've done it. Okay, so let's untangle these. I've got one branch. Oh god, they've kind of grown and bent into that angle. Hopefully, how we stand that up? I mean, that's overkill size. One thing I would say to make sure you bring down the allotment is a pair of scissors. I tell myself this every time I need to cut something, and then still bloody forget. And look at that one. Beautiful. Okay, whilst I'm cutting some more up, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I have planned. Because it got to a point where I thought to myself I was going to have to give up my allotment. I don't want to give up my allotment. This allotment has brought me so much peace of mind, and it's taught me a lot. Because gardening, as you know, is all about making mistakes, learning from those mistakes, and then experimenting as well. Yes, I still keep on failing and making the same mistake probably every year when it comes to the watering, but do you know what? There's worse things. But I ain't giving it up. I enjoy it way too much down here. I just need to make a plan to make things work. Haven't quite got the plan yet, apart from the fact that I just need to be less lazy come the evenings. I think I just get so exhausted and overwhelmed by day-to-day life that by the time it comes to the evening, I'm done. I just want to like curl up in the corner of my sofa, and then that is it. I don't want to move. But really, I'm not achieving nothing doing that. I'm not fixing myself. I'm not helping myself in any way by just curling up and refusing to move. I need to move. I need to make sure I get down here. But anyway, so my plan is, so one thing I haven't actually shown much of is that I recently took on a plot next to me, which I got it in a very sad way because my neighbour passed away, and it was sad. I liked my neighbour. He was very old school. He'd been here since he was a kid. Like, he knew his stuff, and it was great because if he wanted to talk, he would talk. But if he didn't want to talk, then you might just get a grunt out of him. But that's fine. I like people like that. But I took on his plot. I now have 3 sheds. So my plan for one of my sheds is I'm going to turn it into my little Anson plot kind of studio. I'm going to call it a studio because it sounds all fancy, and I like fancy. But what I'm hoping to do is the plot that I've originally got with that shed, I'm going to be gutting it, moving everything into Sid's shed, and then, because I called it Sid's plot still, we're moving it all into there, and then my original shed is going to be the Anson plot studio. In there I plan to have a little like tea table, chair, and I want to start doing more filming, start doing some lives. I want to say a podcast. That's kind of floating around in my head at the moment, to start doing some podcasts, getting people on and just questioning them on their allotment information. Even if they don't have an allotment, to be fair, if they grow vegetables, I want to chat. So that is, I think, is going to be my future plan. So yeah, watch out, because that is what I'm going to be doing this year. It's giving me a focus, it's giving me a goal, it's giving me something to aim for and keep me motivated. We all need our motivation. That is going to be mine. Okay, I think I've done it. They are up, they are staying there. I still have one floppy branch down the bottom here, but I'm going to leave that one because it's up, it's not on the floor. Let's finish this section off with a freshly picked tomato. I love them. And this is why I need to grow more tomatoes. And not be sensible. I've not done any cherry tomatoes this year either. Look at that. Fits through the door. Whoa. Perfect. That's as if it's like made to measure. Didn't fit my fingers through, so I had to kind of like pass my hands over the top and then move it, but it fit. Okay, the next to come in is one of these potting trays. For some reason I got sent 2 shelfie bits, so obviously they know me, I break things. So yeah, they fit on there. Ta-da! We are slowly getting there. I think I might have like cornered in that too much though. I didn't quite anticipate how big this was and how much space it's taken up. So I might actually take that apart and have it as like shelving to go underneath, because I don't want to box that in. Tomatoes and cucumber there. Yeah. And oh, look at that. The shelving part on the bottom, on the potting tray thingy, acts as a phone holder. Perfect. On closer inspection on this melon cucumber thing, it's like it's got like a rust on it, because oh no, it's just come off, but it's leaving like a gold yellowy residue on my hands. So I don't actually know what that is. Do you guys know? Generally, I'm really happy with how this greenhouse has turned out. I have sweated my bollocks off, but it's done. Have a look. I mean, how much more tidier does that look? I mean, okay, I haven't tidied the pots away, but I can never keep pots tidy, so I'm not even going to bother. But it just looks so much better. So now I'm going to use my painter. Ta-da! Look at that. So now I'm going to go have a wander around and decide what I'm going to do next. It's most likely going to be the pumpkin because my giant pumpkin has grown and I want to now preserve what has grown so they can grow massive. Okay, so I'm moving on to the pumpkin now because I need to do this before it grows any bigger. That is going to be my champion pumpkin that I'm going for. Don't think there's any others in there. I've got him there, but he's, oh, not even attached. But yeah, this is going to be the one I'm going for. So that's the size of it so far. And then yeah, so I want to protect that. So my plan is I'm going to put something underneath. I was going to put that underneath, but now I've got that over here and looking at the size of it, that's not going to last much. So I need to go find some cardboard. But then I also need to take off these side shoots here so it can focus its energy into that. I found a box, so I'm just going to literally cut the back panel there for now to kind of protect it from the ground because you don't want it getting wet and then going rotten underneath. Obviously, I don't have any scissors. Yeah, going to place that underneath. Okay, so very carefully I managed to slide that underneath and not break it off of here. So the next thing to do will be to cut off these side shoots and any flowers. I don't want them, no. We want the energy on this bad boy. The thing I'm going to do is cut off, this is like the main stem here, and I'm going to cut off. It says to cut off the tip, but I'm going to take it back to like here to stop it growing anymore. Okay, that was actually a lot quicker than I anticipated. But yeah, no, I can see another branch. That one there. Hang on, where is the main? Oh, I don't know. I'm going to chop it anyway. I'm going to chop it off. Yeah. So, quick recap. That is currently the size of, I'm calling it my champion pumpkin because it will grow big. I will grow a big one. Now I need to go find some food because they are very hungry plants and give it a good feed. I'm very excited. I've just found some of the fish blood and bone. So I'm going to go chuck that some on my pumpkin. Next up is watering my citrus plants because one, my apricot is very dramatic. Like it looks so sorrowful, it's ridiculous. I had all those small side stem things come up again, so I've cut all of them off. My orange, my blood orange is actually producing some fruit. I mean, admittedly they're only like yay big, but they are there and they are alive. So that is the main thing. My lemon, no fruits. There was a fruit by the looks of it. It's a tiny black one, I'll show you. But I need to put the food into the water. So this is the one I use, Way from Yew Garden, and it's nice and simple. It looks cool as well. Oh. Got a little scooper in there, and then it's 1 scoop per, so it's actually 1 scoop per 500 ml of water. I haven't been putting enough in. I had it in my head that it was 5 litres. 1 scoop per 5 litres. I've got 10 litre watering cans. So on that I'm going to put a few scoops in. I can't believe I've been underfeeding my citrus. They were literally like my target plant to prove to people that you can grow it in this country. Because I had a few comments going, that ain't gonna happen. And I'm like, yeah, it will. I will do this. I've so lost count now of how many scoops I've done. I think I did 4. I'll do one more in here. That is my dramatic, pathetic looking apricot. Look at its leaves, just all wilted. Oh, I missed one. Yeah, see, these are the little side stem things that keep on growing, and I keep cutting them off, but they don't give in. Another allotment guy told me to keep cutting them off, so I keep doing it. This is my blood orange, and look at that. We have fruits growing on there, a couple around the back here as well. Then this is the lemon. It's looking impressive. The colour of those leaves, beautiful. And as I found out, lemon trees do thorns. Did not know that. And then, where did I see it? Actually, to be fair, it looks like there's been some stems cut off. There and there, unless they're just new stems. There it is. But yeah, there was a fruit. And now it's kind of gone black and died off. So yeah, I'm going to give them a nice watering. Okay, next up is the roses. I am slowly running out of energy, and it's going to be time to go home soon because my daughter will be back from her little holiday. So I'm quickly watering everything. Alright, so for my roses, I've been using the Westland Rose Feed and Protect, it's called. And I was very lucky because they sent me this to try out. So very, very happy. It seems to be working. When I was using it, it did really well. I saw, because I was a bit like concerned at first that my roses weren't doing anything. Then I got this, I fed them, they did, they bloomed lovely. But obviously because I've not been here for 4 weeks, they've not been watered, they've been neglected, now they look dried and shriveled, which you'll see in a sec. But with this one, you kind of put some of that in, and some of that one in. And yeah, Feed It Friday did not work. Let's see if I can get back into the swing of that. This is where I got confused. When I said about the citrus feed, no, it's this one. That is 1 squeezy amount for 1 litre. So this is what I'm thinking of. So you give it a squeeze, and then it fills up to the line. All right, see what I mean now. How terrible do they look? Let's give them a good watering. The other one, once again, doesn't look as bad, this one, but it's still in terrible condition. Then rose number 3 is the Grace, which is a David Austin one, bought in name of my daughter. And over here is the worst looking one. Look at that. I mean, that could well be past it. No, this is not the last one. I have a James Arthur as well. It's not even James Arthur because I've got that one there, and then the James Arthur is there, which is a bare root that has done nothing. I went to go dig it up, but then turns out it was still going. So I was like, okay, I'll part you back in. It just hasn't done nothing. Alright, I need to go, but I'm going to quickly show you my carrots and my potatoes. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, I got 1 giant parsnip that's survived, and then because none of them were taking, I then planted some mampachukis in here, which I've just watered, so they're just looking all floppy. But yeah, so I've got a couple in there, so fingers crossed they do something. And then my potatoes, like I said, please ignore the state of them. They are looking very sorrowful because they've not been watered. But yeah, what I am very pleased to see though, even though they've not been watered, guess what? The condors are looking very lush and green. I've got a bag of condors there, and this shopper bag is also condors, and once again they are looking lovely, and they've actually started to flower. Yeah, I've got flowers coming through on that one as well. All these, so those potatoes there were from my neighbour when he passed, but got another Jameson bag there, Jameson there, and a Jameson one there are just all looking amazing, but just very sad. But they've all had a good watering. They would like all took like a watering can each, so hopefully they'll perked up by tomorrow when I come back down. Also, just take a moment to appreciate that straight line there of potatoes. Ha! And then there's also was a line there of potatoes as well. They're going to need digging up, I think. But yeah, that's a bloody good line there. Okay, I'm going to wrap up this video now because I think I've waffled on enough for today's episode of Dawn back down the allotment, giving it a clearing and sorting it out. I've lost my oomph and energy for today. I've done the two main jobs that I wanted to do. I've done them, so I feel like I've achieved something today. It's going to be slow but steady because I don't want to overwork myself, or what's the word, overwhelm myself as well, and then burn out, because as gardeners we do burn ourselves out because we get all excited. It's like go go go, it's start of the season, and then we do hit that point if we don't steady ourselves out. So this is what I'm doing. Yeah, thank you for joining me, and I hope I've not bored you too much, and you'll be back again. If you're not subscribed, subscribe and all that jazz. I really appreciate it, because I'm going to make a go of this YouTube channel now, or YT channel, depending on what platform I'm posting this on. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this for me. Till next time, bye.